going to the Arctic is an experience I never would have really thought I'd be doing, so I enjoyed that, seeing Northern Lights, and then they told me Paddy was doing it, so of course I really wanted to do it.
Oh, this is good.
He's paying me to say
This is
that.
very good. This is good.
No, just obviously for me it's the whole experience and doing the ITV show. You, Paddy?
Yeah, you know, it was what I liked about it. I didn't kind of really see the first series, and they sent me the DVDs, and I watched it, and I enjoyed it, and it was a bit of a challenge really for me because the first series quite straight how it's you know presented by by the presenters. So I thought, yeah, it's nice to kind of change the flavour of it a little bit and just put a bit of a spin on it. So that's what appealed for me anyhow. And you. Obviously.
Did you ever feel guilty leaving the celebrities out in the freezing cold while you went off to a nice hotel room?
I did occasionally, because especially if they were having a real low moment and it was just after one of the teams had lost the team challenge, the other teams were going off to the nice chalet, we were going off to our hotel room, and they were stuck with having to put their tent up, boil some water to make their boiling water to put into their powdered food sachets.
Yeah.
And
everyone's kind of walking off, high-fiving.
See you later. Yeah.
You know, everyone's won, and then there's like 4 of them sort of like a nice cup of melted snow for the supper. Like anyone else, when you're over here in winter, you go, oh, it's cold, but it's proper cold over there. You know, it's like -30, and the stuff you have on, you know, you've got layers and layers of clothing, and you've got like 2 pair of boots on. It's that cold. You can still feel it in your toes and what have you. So yeah, no, it's horrendously cold.
We got taught when the first thing we got there and which layer to put on first and how many layers to put on, and just literally because that was so important. And like Paddy said, that we'd have our hiking boots and these things called neos over the top to keep our toes even warmer in the boots. But even then occasionally we would get cold, and when we came back to England at the beginning of April, all of us were like feeling like we'd have landed in the Caribbean, stripping our clothes and going, God, it's sweltering here.
Yeah, Angelica surprised me because when you see on the first episode and she struggled in the fjord swim and everything else, and she's like ex-kids TV presenter, never really done anything like that, and she really kind of immerses herself in it, and as the episodes go on you really do see a change in her, so she surprised me.
I think Brooke, I was like impressed with her, like as you saw on the video, she hadn't put her head underwater for 27 years and she's kind of just went ahead and did it. But individually there's different people that did as well, like Charlie, she just sort of got on with everything, and in the team selection process, she was never really one of the first to be picked, which always surprised myself and Paddy, because she literally would just get on and do it and always complete it and do reasonably well, be reasonably quick. So I think different people each day would surprise you.
I think some people who did it, this series, probably have that, oh, I'll give it a go. But it is, I mean, it's proper. I don't like the cold anyhow, and when you're wet and cold and you're camping out every night, it just drives me mad. That's why I take me out of some of them who did it, because all that kind of bush tucker trials and pass me that kangaroo's testicle and what have you, it's like a walk in the park really compared to what they did.
Some people really took to it, really enjoyed the experience, like Martin. Other people just really didn't like it, and you could tell this is not for me, but they kind of struggled with it. But then they kind of wanted to get through it so they could achieve something themselves. But I think it's something you kind of either immerse yourself in, right, I'm in the Arctic, I'm going to live like a Yeti, or I'm going to be sent home, basically.